on KYNT, Yankton's home team for all the action on the diamond.
The payoff pitch. And gets him! Looking on the outside corner.
2-0, swung on and belted to right field by Feeser. This one is high, back, and gone.
Rounding third. There will be a play at the plate. The slide. He's safe at home.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by
Hy-Vee, Larry's Heating and Cooling, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Ben's Brew Station, 1919 Root Beer, Fairfield Inn and Suites and the Holiday Inn Express in Yankton, Triple Time Rudy's, Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Vision Real Estate, Missouri River Associates, First Chiropractic Centers, First Dakota National Bank, the UPS Store, Conkling Distributing, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Avera, Mayor Signs, Vision Care Associates, Truxedo, MT and RC Smith Insurance, Olson's Pest Technicians, Parker Hannafin, Midwest Insurance Agency.
Now we go live to the action with SDBA and NSMA Sportscaster of the Year award winner, KYNT Sports Director Bryce Ladwig.
And good afternoon from the KYNT studios here in Yankton. I'm Bryce Ladwig. Thanks for joining us for another day of the Class A Senior American Legion Baseball State Tournament up in Watertown. Yankton, folks, is in Championship Saturday. What that means, they're taking on Harrisburg, the team that beat them 8-0 to open up the tournament. Mind you, Yankton, the number 2 seed, entering the tournament, and Harrisburg, the 7. It was an upset, but Harrisburg running the table through that winner's bracket, Yankton fighting their way through the elimination bracket. And what that means for today, if Harrisburg wins the first game, or just wins this next game that we're about to go to, they are the Class A state champions. If Yankton wins this game, there will be another game following it, about 30 minutes, and that will be for the championship. The reason being, it's a double elimination tournament. Yankton has 1 loss, Harrisburg has none, so Yankton needs to win twice today against Harrisburg to be state champions, but nonetheless, they are there. This is the Hy-Vee pregame show, and speaking of pregame shows, today we're not going to waste a lot of time. We are going to send it over to Watertown. They're going to be starting here very soon. They actually have started a little early, and we're going to send it over to them. They do a nice job with their pregame coverage. They're going to have some interviews for us, and we'll go ahead and send it over to Watertown, and we'll catch you in the post game. But KXLG and Post 17 TV YouTube have allowed us to carry their audio simulcast here this afternoon for Championship Saturday. Yankton Post 12 trying to take home the banner.
They're state champions. I want to introduce Ben Dilla along with, I was going to call you Tyler Merriam, Roger Merriam. Tyler's our PA announcer, of course, but Roger is with the Watertown Public Opinion. He's been joining us all week long, as has Ben and some other guests as well throughout the week. But first of all, let's say, Benny, this has been a great tournament.
It has. It's been a lot of fun, some really good games, a lot of really good players. We're down to 2 teams out of the 8, so 6 teams have unfortunately ended their season, and they should all be very proud of themselves for making it to the state tournament. It's a grind all summer long to get to this point, so they should all be proud. But we got 2 left standing, and we may have 1 game or 2. So right now, it kind of feels like Yankton to me is a bit of the underdog, as Harrisburg is still undefeated and been playing really good baseball all week long. So it'll be interesting to see if Yankton can kind of they've had a couple extra inning games. If they know how to handle close games. If they keep it close and get it to the 7th inning and force a game 2.
Absolutely. And Roger will bring you into the picture. It's been an exciting week and a lot of upsets to start off right away. But as we get to the end, I think we can probably say 2 of the best teams are competing here today.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. And the only reason Yankton was in the loser's bracket, well, maybe not the only reason, but they lost to Harrisburg in the first game. So give Yankton a lot of credit for shaking that off. I mean, I interview coaches, the kind of common phrase when you do a preview on a tournament is anybody can win it. And, I go, yeah, number 8's got like no shot to beat. But when we had number 7 versus number 8 in the unbeaten game, that pretty much tells you, and you could make a case in point that even with post 320 up until the last couple, we had played as well as anybody. That certainly the teams above 7 and 8 were certainly worthy of being in the state tournament, and so it truly was a great tournament for that.
Absolutely, yeah, it's been wonderful, and let's kind of look at how these teams went. Let's start off first of all with Yankton, the number 2 seeded team. They lost to Harrisburg, the matchup we're going to see here in just a bit, but they lost in the opening round 8-0 to Harrisburg. In game 2, defeated Pierre in 9 innings by a score of 3-2. Game 3 ended up defeating Renner in 10 innings. They had back-to-back extra inning games. Didn't stop them though. They won 5-4 over Renner, and then yesterday defeated Rapid City Post number 320 by a score of 6-1 to put them in the position that they're at right now. Harrisburg, meanwhile, of course, as we said, beat Yankton 8-0 in game 1. In game number 2, beat Watertown 6-3. In the third game, defeated Rapid City Post number 320 6-5, and last night over Rapid City Post 22 to remain undefeated by a final score of 7-3. Now let's check this out. Let's talk about records. Yankton right now coming into this contest with a record of 29 wins, 11 losses. Harrisburg right now 500. They're at 20 wins, 20 losses, and as I said yesterday, joked after we talked to Coach Will Simmons, that's the best 500 team I've seen.
Yeah, they're, the first day we were talking to them, and they said, they started out the season kind of slow and really found their stride here in the last month or so. So they've been turning it on, and you can see they got a whole bunch of talent all around the field, and they got their number 1 starter again back on the mound today for game number 1, who pitched against Yankton in their first game of the tournament for them. So yeah, there's that familiarity. So we'll see if Yankton has made some adjustments and we'll be able to hit Severson today, or if Severson can keep throwing strikes and get Harrisburg out of here in one game.
Absolutely. And Yankton right now, the record of 29 wins and 11 losses. As Ben said, Case and Severson going to take the mound here for Harrisburg, who was that game 1 starter. What do you think on that strategy, Roger? They've already played kind of the same thing. Do you go with the same pitcher if you're the head coach?
I'm sure they're going kind of, this was our rotation. We did the same thing with Caden Rylance, had to keep him under 79 pitches, then he would have been eligible to pitch in a game like today on Saturday. Well, we have a 2-1 lead with Pierre in 5 seconds after we take out Rylance. We have a throwing error and the game's now tied. So there was some risk in that. Now I know we've seen him for 3 innings or whatever, but I don't think there's any doubt. I think most of the time you get in this tournament is like, we're going 1, we're going 2, we're going 3, we're going 4. And Ben had comment, I was thinking over, and not to call this before it's over or anything like that, but I give Yankton a lot of credit for coming back and doing this, and they're going to be playing in the Central Plains Regional, win or lose today. But really, I mean, Harrisburg has just looked and played and just like the best team in the whole tournament, and we're all just baffled how they had a losing record coming in, and they were the number 1 team in the high school season. Yeah. Now they did lose 2 or 3 guys from their lineup, but here's a question. Eli Kokenge has thrown like 9 innings all year. He is their ace starting pitcher, recruited by the University of Minnesota. What other team here? You take away Caden Rylance from Watertown, you take away maybe Leinbach from Pierre, you take away Arbogast from Renner, you take away Cathal from Yankton, you take away that ace pitcher from any one of these other teams. Could you imagine any of them being 4-0 in this tournament and beating everybody? Maybe it would have been post 22, maybe had a deep enough staff, but the fact of the matter is their best pitcher's not even pitching and they're unbeaten in the state tournament.
Well, let's ask you this, Roger. We were just talking to Eli's dad. We never asked him if he thinks he's going to pitch today. Do you think we're going to see him?
Maybe if there's a 4-3 game or something like that. Here's the question, though. Yankton has to beat him twice. So do you burn him the first game? And I can't remember the rules. I think you're eligible you can pitch and still come back the second game, I think. But there's probably a limited amount of pitches that you could throw. So do you waste him the first game trying to save that, or do you save him for the second game?
Tell you, Roger, it's been giving me a headache trying to figure this all out. Let's talk to Benny.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I think it's like 20 or 25 pitches is kind of the limit of, if you can come back-to-back games. So yeah, if you got a 4-3 game and in the bottom of the 7th or top of the 7th, you bring him in, try to close it out, and maybe he throws 15 and they get the tying run. You can take him out and use him again the second game if you find yourself in that situation again. So I got to believe all options are on the table to try to, walk out of here with the trophy. And, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in a spot, whether it's close out a game or maybe, the second game if it comes down to the wire, get him in there.
Also, we talk about Harrisburg. You got Noah Boucher, great at the plate. You got Rylan Bowe, good pitcher, and Safransky. I mean, they got a lot of players. But let's talk about Yankton a little bit. Benny, they got some real good talent, too.
Yes, they do. Beck Reichen has been an outstanding pitcher. We have Cale Gary's come in big spots and helped him out off the bench. And then Tate Bestie's had a really good tournament as well, pitching in center field and at the plate as well. So, yeah, they're the number 2 seed for a reason. I mean, they definitely earned that seed, and, I think maybe they were a little shell-shocked by Harrisburg game 1, but I definitely don't see them backing down or rolling over by any means. I think they'll literally come out swinging here today and give Harrisburg all they can handle.
Absolutely. Plus, they also have the high school player of the year going back to the high school season, Samuel Goki. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, they got a lot of really good players, and they have a very good baseball program, and part of it is, the things that Mount Marty have done too, and they turfed their field many years ago, and when I was a kid, I don't even remember if we played Yankton that much, and if they did, they certainly weren't a team you worried about in the state tournament, but their program is vastly, they're just a good baseball town, and a good athletic town, but really a good baseball town.
Absolutely. You're watching the KXLG pregame show, getting ready for starting lineups here in just a bit. But let's talk about this. We talk about college commitments. You have 6 for each team. For Harrisburg, Eli Kokenge going to Minnesota. Kason Severson has committed to Augustana. Darren Safransky to Augustana. Noah Boucher, Iowa Central. Rylan Bowe going to Dort. And Michael Oakland going to Mount Marty. And then for Yankton, they have Matthew Sheldon, Mark Cothel, Kalen Gary, Owen Wilson, Issa Nelson, and Frankie Inveld, all committing to Mount Marty. That's a lot of college kids.
That is a lot of college kids, and some really good programs too. So I mean, it's not that they have earned that, and we'll see a lot of talent on the field all over, whether it's pitching, batting, or in the shortstop, third base area.
Well, after kind of a warm week where we saw some spitting of rain and stuff, it feels like fall today, Roger. Why are you wearing shorts?
Just because I was done umpiring for the season, Mother Nature thought we'd make it cool enough to not sweat too much.
There you go.
We had a couple of weeks of not too good with humidity and heat, and of course it's South Dakota, but I mean this has been good. The last 3 or 4 days, really nice.
Well, coming up, we'll have KXLG inside the game at about the bottom of the 4th inning, and I'll be talking to Tournament Director Ryan Neal, kind of wrap things all up and say some thank yous, and I just can't express enough the great comments that we've heard from everybody across the state of South Dakota about the whole tournament, the broadcast, everything. We greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. The numbers have been outstanding, and hats off to Watertown. This has been a real work of love with a lot of hours for a lot of people, Ben.
Yes, it has. And, it's not too late. If you're in or around Watertown, you can get down to the stadium and watch some really good baseball today. Not a bad seat in the house. And if you can't make it, thank you for joining us here on Post 17 TV. And, hope you've enjoyed our presentations all week. It's been a great pleasure to join you, Jeremy. Thanks for including me. And great team working with Ryan Remmers and his whole team. It's been a great experience this week.
Yeah, even Roger.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. We should mention the Bee Tournament. The State Bee Legion Tournament opened yesterday in Millbank. Of course, Millbank is the birthplace of American Legion Baseball. 100 years. Yesterday, I'm trying to remember all the winners. Clark lost 1-0. Clark-Will Lake lost to Del Rapids. Winter Cologne won. Parkston won. And Scotland Menno I think it's Scotland, Menno, Freeman.
Don't forget Freeman.
Freeman, Canastota. They beat host Millbank. So today I know that Clarkville Lake and Groton, two kind of area teams, are playing each other in an elimination game. And then Millbank plays, and then we'll have the winners bracket games tonight. And that looks like a tournament that could really kind of go like this one did, with a lot of different possibilities happening.
Could this have gone any better? Celebrating 100 years of baseball here in South Dakota, with the tournaments going on Class B in Millbank and Class A here in Watertown. So that's pretty awesome. So thanks for everybody checking out the pregame show. I hear Tyler getting ready here, so we'll turn it back to the booth here for the KXLG pregame show. I'm Jeremy Haribolt, Roger Merriam, and Ben Dilla. We'll see you later.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to a windy and cool historic Watertown Stadium for the championship game for Class A American Legion Baseball. I'm Brett Nathaniel. He's Nate Russell. Glad to have you along here on the call on Post 17 TV in conjunction with the great crew from Aero TV and KXLG Radio. Let's get things started with our starting lineups, and for that, we'll throw it over to Tyler Merriam.
In the third base dugout, Yankton, post 12. And the home team in the first base dugout, Harrisburg, post 45. At this time, we'll introduce first the reserves and then the starters for each team. We begin with the visitors from Yankton. Reserves, number 4, Easton Nelson. Number 7, Chase Cooley. Number 8, Kale Geary. Number 12, Frankie Intveld. Number 19, Mark Cottle. And number 23, Cohen Zarbach. The batting order for Yankton, leading off and playing third base, number 11, Sam Goki. The designated hitter, number 18, Matthew Sheldon. Batting third, first baseman, number 5, Easton Feeser. The cleanup batter, catcher number 22, Gavin Johnson. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 2, Beck Reichen. Hitting sixth, the second baseman, number 3, Owen Washon. Batting seventh, center fielder, number 25, Tate Bestie. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 10, Trey Sager. Batting ninth, right fielder, number 1, Evan Sirk. And the starting pitcher, number 9, Boston Frick. Assistant coaches, Trey Creer and Peyton Mueller, and the head coach at Yankton Post 12, Drew Lawrence. Now let's meet the home team on the scoreboard, the Harrisburg Post 45 Tigers. Beginning with the reserves, number 2, Ryland Bowe. Number 5, Andrew Dirks. Number 8, Gabe Long. Number 9, Jared Hawthorne. And number 17, Cade Weedy. The batting order for Harrisburg, leading off and playing third base, number 12, Eli Kokenge. Batting second, first baseman, number 16, Noah Boucher. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 15, Bryson Esser. The cleanup batter, shortstop number 7, Ethan Beek. Batting fifth, right fielder number 10, Tayton Muntz. Batting sixth, the second baseman number 4, Griffin Schlopkohl. Batting seventh, the catcher number 13, Michael Oakland. Batting eighth, left fielder number 6, Darren Safransky. Batting ninth, center fielder number 1, Todd Raymond. The starting pitcher number 11, Kason Severson. Bat boy, Luke McEwen. Assistant coach, Zeb Weedy, and the head coach of Harrisburg, Will Simmons. The individuals administering our state championship Saturday from the South Dakota State American Legion Athletic Commission, Randy Miller, Bo Garcia, and Elton Bleemaster. Our umpires for today's game: behind home plate, Greg Warren; at first base, John Whitcraft; at second base, Dustin Sperling; and at third base, Steve Creer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all please rise and remove your hats for the reading of the American Legion Code of Sportsmanship. That will be followed by the presentation of colors and then the performance of our national anthem. First to recite the code, the state commander of the South Dakota State American Legion, Mr. Kevin Hempel.
First, I wish you all a great game, and please repeat after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Congratulations and good luck to both teams.
At this time, we will have the presentation of the colors by Watertown American Legion Post 17. We remind everyone to please remain standing and honor the colors after the singing of our national anthem until they have been retired. And now to sing our national anthem, Robin and Darren Gibbons.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
Thank you.
Very nice rendition of our national anthem, and we are ready for baseball. It's the 2025 Class A American Legion Championship, Harrisburg Gold and Yankton. Brett Nathaniel, Nate Russell along with you here, Post 17 TV in conjunction with the crew at Arrow TV and KXLG Radio. Also want to welcome those of you listening in on KYNT in Yankton, South Dakota. We're glad to have you along, watching, listening, wherever you're at here this afternoon. It is a cloudy, cool, windy day here at the stadium. And Nate, this is another one of those games where it's all about scenarios. And for Harrisburg, it looks like it's going to be, let's just do exactly what we did in that opening round game against Yankton on Tuesday nights, winning 8-0. Let's throw the same guys out there and see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like both teams opting for, these are the guys that we know were effective. These are the guys we're going to put back out there. And as a coach, there's kind of two different ways to look at it, right? You can look at it as, we know they were effective, so we're going to put them back out there and see if they have that same level of effectiveness. The other option is, if you're the team opposing that, we've seen this guy before, right? Both pitchers are pitchers that threw against those offenses, and we know what this fastball looks like. We know what the off-speed looks like. And so trying to get settled in offensively probably is going to be the story of this game early, I imagine, simply because both of these pitchers have been out there before. For Harrisburg, it's Severson. For Yankton, it's Frick. So really getting settled in and seeing who can really do damage first is probably going to tell the story of this game.
These two teams, this will be the fourth meeting between the two. Of course, the 8-0 victory for Harrisburg in the opening round of the tournament Tuesday. But these two teams met back on June 1st with Yankton getting the win there, 4-3 and 10-6. But in Legion baseball terms, June 1st, that's a lifetime ago.
That's a very long time ago, and something that we've talked about for Harrisburg in this tournament is they kind of lost some guys early when they transitioned out of the high school season into the Legion season, and they've had to kind of learn to play with the guys that they have. And so their trajectory coming into this tournament, and then obviously within this tournament, has been a lot higher than where they kind of started at. Roger Merriam kind of talked about it. It kind of boggles a lot of people's minds how they were sub 500 coming into this, and you can kind of see how they've been playing better as of late. If you're Yankton, you're carrying a lot of momentum, including the player of the year in the high school season and Sam Goki. You probably got shell-shocked a little bit in that first game, but now you have a lot more experience in this tournament coming into this game, carrying a lot of confidence in it, surviving extra inning games, and making a point to get to this opportunity.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about those extra inning games. We'll do that here in a moment. The first three for Yankton are Goki, Sheldon, and Fieser. Goki steps into the box as Severson comes set, delivers in a first pitch, and that is popped up along the first base line, tracking that one down and going into the kind of the batting cage area. Boucher had a good track on that one, just out of his reach. Now, let's go back to those extra inning games. I mean, Yankton, a 9-inning affair against Pierre on Wednesday, and then a 10-inning affair on Thursday. That really can decimate your pitching. As that pitch goes down for a ball. One ball, one strike here to Goki.
You're exactly right, Brent. That can be a way to decimate pitching. I have to commend Yankton's coaching staff on how they've navigated that. Really, it hasn't ever gotten out of hand as far as the number of guys they've had to throw and the number of pitches those guys have had to throw. They've set themselves up nicely here. Obviously, those are taxing things, but they're in a really good position.
That is delivered into left field. Left center coming in is Raymond with the running grab for the first outs of the inning. And I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of balls heading out to left center field with that wind out of the south, kind of southeast here at Watertown Stadium, blowing in from center field. Matthew Sheldon is going to step into the batter's box now for Yankton.
The wind a little stronger than it has been up to this point. I have a feeling that's going to show itself at some point during this game. Tracking the baseball going to be really important.
First pitch goes down for a strike. 0-1 to the DH, Matthew Sheldon. Yankton, if you include their high school season, 49-16 on the year. As that one goes outside, 1-1. Or I should say 49-16 coming into the tournaments.
So that record makes them, what, 52-17 going into today. And I think that's something, if you're Yankton, you have to kind of lean on, is we're a really good baseball team. We stumbled in the opening game, obviously, but there's a reason we're here. We're a really good baseball team.
2-1. That one goes outside, makes the count at 3-1. Severson fires in, and he'll fire in a strike to make the count full at 3-2. Yankton wins this one. We play an extra game about 4 o'clock this afternoon. If Harrisburg wins, they are the champions. That one's low for ball 4, so Yankton will get a man on here in the first. To the plate now for Easton Fieser, and you know, even though if Yankton were to go on and maybe lose this one, or Harrisburg go on to lose this one, both these teams have really won, being the South Dakota representatives to the Central Region Tournament here next week.
And we talked about that a little bit yesterday, Brent. Obviously, that's an amazing accomplishment to be able to go do that kind of thing and represent South Dakota in that way. But ultimately, you didn't play all those games this summer to go then play a Central Plains Regional. You played all those games this summer to come here and win today.
Central Plains Regional, August 6th through the 10th up in Fargo. 1-0 the count here to Fieser, as that is a ground ball foul down the first base line. 1-1 the count here to Easton Fieser with 1 away. Top half of the first inning, scoreless between Yankton and Harrisburg.
And I think one of the things that's awesome about that Central Plains Regional is you get to go play teams that you don't typically see on a regular basis, and you get to play teams that perhaps approach game differently and really get to experience playing somewhere. I mean, obviously Fargo not that far away from us, so for example Yankton and Harrisburg maybe have traveled there to play, but places you wouldn't normally go sometimes.
2-1 count here to Fieser, and that'll even up the counts at 2-2.
Won't be surprised if we get a runner in action here. See Sheldon maybe run on this pitch.
Did he go around? He did. They're going to ring him up. Strike number 3. Fieser will strike out and be the second out of the inning. To the plate is Gavin Johnson. Top of the first inning, scoreless between Yankton and Harrisburg. Matthew Sheldon on first bag, I should say, for Yankton.
Really good pitch that time for Severson. Painted it to the outside corner. Had Fieser kind of out front, unsure of whether he wanted to try and put that in left field or not, and rung him up.
First pitch takes a hop to Johnson for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to the catcher, Gavin Johnson. Fouled into the parking lot. 1-1.
And I think, Brent, this is an interesting spot where lineup construction kind of comes into play here. We have Sheldon over at first, who typically as a 2-hitter probably would be somebody that would run. And I don't know Sheldon outside of this tournament, so I don't know exactly what his speed looks like, but not somebody that I've seen run a lot during this tournament, whether it's a spot where a steal's needed or a hit and run. So not being able to put him into action as the 2-hitter probably plays a little bit of a factor, especially early in this game.
That pitch will go down for a strike. Count is even now at 2-2. Strike number 3. And Severson gets the K for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, and one left on bag. We're off to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless between between Yankton and Harrisburg. This is Post 17 TV.
Midwest. This is the sound of grilling season. It's time to get back to cookouts, to gathering with friends and family, and making memories. And with Hy-Vee's lower prices on thousands of items all over the store, you can still get the best quality meat and everything else you need for your barbecues at prices that will make you smile. Get back to grilling for less, with a little help from Hy-Vee.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
The Boathouse is for everyone. Axe throwing, mini bowling, shuffleboard, beanbag, golf, pool, and darts. Plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Some say the Boathouse is the most fun you can have on land. Trivia on Tuesday nights, music bingo on Wednesdays with live music on Friday night. This is downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's the Boathouse.
Bottom of the first inning, scoreless between Harrisburg and Yankton. Here in the State A Legion Championship game, it'll be Kokenge, Boucher, and Esser due up for Harrisburg. On the hill for Yankton is Boston Frick.
Going to be really interesting, Brent, to see how Boston approaches the top half of this lineup real early. Harrisburg batting .383 for the entire of the tourney, and that's as a team. That's not just a couple of guys. .383 as a team is really, really strong. So he's going to have to find a way to navigate these first few hitters. Obviously, it doesn't drop off all that much the further down the lineup you go, but making sure that he's in a lot of counts where he doesn't have traffic on the bases.
First pitch delivered into shallow center, and Kokenge has a leadoff single here in the first. Noah Boucher will step to the plate now for Harrisburg. And if you're Harrisburg, one pitch, one man on, that's exactly the way you want to start this ball game.
And it looks like the question that I had internally is answered. Do you come out with your foot on the gas pedal ready to hit?
That pitch to Boucher takes a ride in the dirt, 1-0.
If you're Harrisburg, you're in the driver's seat here. You have a game to play with if you're a little bit over aggressive, but just go win the first one and that takes care of business.
That is delivered into left field. Fair going to drop down for a base hit. Kokenge is on his way to third. It's a double by Boucher, and runners are in scoring position here for Harrisburg in the first. You mentioned the great batting by Harrisburg, and well, it's starting to come alive here in this championship game early.
And this is one of the interesting parts in throwing Frick out there. He was originally pitched in that first game, wasn't necessarily the starter, but then he came in against Renner and pitched as well. So an arm that's not necessarily fresh, even though it hasn't been overused, coming in against a lineup like this.
Bryson Esser, the DH, takes a first pitch ball. Two in scoring position here for Harrisburg. 1-0. Low again. 2-0 to Esser.
And this is going to be kind of the interesting part to see is how long do they let Frick go. Obviously, he's going to have a little bit of a pitch limitation as far as count goes, but then also how effective is he going to be?
That one's delivered into right field. Drops down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Holding up at third is Boucher. It's an RBI single by Esser, and Harrisburg is on the board here in the first, leading Yankton 1-0. Kokenge heads over to third, and what a shot here on the replay by Esser, delivering that one sharply into right field.
Really good job of staying inside that baseball, getting the barrel around, and just punching that thing out there to allow Kokenge to score, and then Boucher get over to third without problem.
Beek takes in a first pitch strike. 2 hits so far for Harrisburg. That is a ground ball. Picked up there by the third baseman. He'll make the out over at first. Goki to Feezer for the first out of the inning.
Good defense there by Goki. Collects that ball, looks at second, determines probably not going to be able to get that out there, and so he makes sure they at least get one out. He's cognizant of Boucher at third, holds him at least enough that Boucher can't advance on that. They have their first out, now they need to find a couple more.
Esser moves over to second. Tate Muntz to the plate, takes a first pitch for a ball. That pitch goes low, pops out of Johnson's glove, but everybody stays on bag. 2-0.
That ball kind of gophered out of Johnson's glove, but not nearly far enough for anybody to be able to advance.
That pitch is a strike. 2-1 to Muntz, as Yankton looks like they've activated their bullpen. Ground ball through the gap, left field, base hits. It's an RBI single for Tate Muntz. 2-0 Harrisburg. As the hits keep coming here for Yankton in the first inning. Esser heads over to third bag. Runners are on the corners. Griffin Schlopkohl now to the plate. The 6th batter to come to the plate for Harrisburg in the bottom of the first inning. It's 2-0 our score, Harrisburg Gold.
Goki playing up on that cutout there on the infield in front of third base. He took a dive at that one, and I thought maybe he might get a hold of it, but the ball a little too hot and got past him.
First pitch to Schlopkohl goes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to the second baseman, Griffin Schlopkohl. That pitch rung up for a strike, evens the counts at 1-1. Strike again. 1-2, still just 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning.
Schlopkohl electing to have a patient approach here. Now he's behind. He's going to have to find a way to hit this behind the runner at first, Muntz, and see if he can advance him.
Big swing and a miss, as that one is called foul as it went off the end of the bat. So this one continues on with a 1-2 count.
Good piece of hitting there by Schlopkohl to hang, find a way to get a piece, fight to the next pitch. Again, going to need to try and find a way to stay inside of this, hit it to that right side if he can. First objective is see if you can get it through. Second objective, make sure you stay out of the double play, and that can help push that third run across.
Big swing and a miss, strike number 3, and the second out of the inning. To the plate is Michael Oakland, bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Harrisburg, and 2 on the corners here for the Tigers.
For Oakland, now you're just looking to put something through the infield, trying to get that third run across.
First pitch goes for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Oakland.
Good pitching by Frick there to navigate and make sure that you get a non-productive out of Schlopkohl. and help make sure no runners move up.
2-0. Frick at 18 pitches so far in this inning. Fouled away. 2-1 the count.
That foul catching a lot of either Johnson behind the plate or the umpire Warren. They're going to walk this out there, give them a couple extra seconds to collect themselves.
Everybody gets back, and we play on with that 2-1 count. Popped up and will go foul into the parking lot. 2-2.
This another spot again, runner at first. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Muntz maybe take off here, trying to get some action, see if he can draw a ball.
Chase that one, and that'll go foul. Count is still 2-2.
Coach Simmons electing not to put Muntz in motion there, so trusting Oakland to be able to find a way to get this ball into the outfield.
Two. That'll go for a ball. Fill up the count 3-2. If we continue on, it'll be Darren Safransky, and the bags will be loaded. That pitch gonna go down for a ball, and the bags are all loaded up, and I believe we might see a pitching change here for Yankton.
Doesn't look like the bullpen's walking out that way, so I think this is just a discussion to settle Frick in. That pitch bounced away from the catcher. The umpire came out hands up, calling that a hit by pitch officially. No opportunity to advance for the runner from third. So this discussion, Brent, probably just a matter of, hey, you've only allowed 2 runs. You need 1 out, and then we can just limit it there and get us back in the dugout. You're in the neighborhood of 20-ish pitches, and that's probably not something that you bring up to the pitcher at that moment, but you have a way that you can navigate out of this. We just have to make sure that we buckle down and find a way to get this last out.
Darren Safransky to the plate. Bags loaded, 2 away. First pitch. Gonna go outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Safransky.
And if you're Coach Lawrence, that's not the first pitch you wanted to see. You'd rather see him be working ahead. That one kind of non-competitive, just low and away.
Strike. 1-1. Esser on third. Muntz on second. Oakland on first.
If you're Frick, you're probably trying to throw something probably a little bit elevated above the hands, see if you can get him to chase.
Strike. 1-2 the call here to Safransky.
That pitch looked like a breaking ball, started up high, broke it down into the zone, well executed there, and now you're ahead if you're Frick. So you have the hitter on his heels. You should need to make something competitive here to get the out.
Chase that one low. Strike number 3, and the final out of the inning. Harrisburg sends 2 across and leaves them loaded. We're off to the second inning. 2-0 Tigers. This is Post 17 TV.
When the summer heat is on, make sure your cooling system is up to the challenge. Kaiser Heating and Cooling has the right solution for your home or business, whether it's a high-efficiency air conditioner, geothermal system, or reliable heat pump unit. For over 77 years, we've been keeping Yankton cool with expert installation and service. Don't sweat this summer. Stay comfortable all season long with Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton's most trusted heating and cooling professionals.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit Union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Of baseball operations here for Watertown Post 17 and Post 17 coach Ryan Neal. That coming up in KXLG's Inside the Game, middle of the fourth inning. Also want to welcome those of you listening on KYNT down in Yankton this afternoon. Riken, Wishon, and Bestie due up here for Yankton in the top half of the second inning. First pitch to Riken goes just a smidge high for a ball.
Riken, not the tallest in stature, but that ball was well over his head.
One-0. Delivered into left field. Safransky checking that one. Gets behind it. Closes the glove for the first out of the inning. To the plate is Owen Wishon for Yankton last half inning. No runs, no hits, and one left on bag.
And that runner reached on a base on balls. And Brent, we kind of talked about this off air in between innings here. For Severson, 20 pitches. For Frick, about 30. I think 28 was the official count there. And just the difference in those pitches thrown as far as stress goes. But for Severson, having to fill up a lot of counts, good patience by the Yankton hitters so far, trying to work into where is the next arm going to come from Harrisburg. So that one relatively short at bat comparatively.
1-0. Makes it 2-0 on that pitch to Owen Wishon, the second baseman for Yankton. Ball 3 thrown there. 3-0. Nice crowd here at Watertown Stadium for our Class A championship game. Outside, ball 4. That is a 4-pitch walk, and Wishon gets on here in the top half of the second inning. Tate Bestie to the plates now for Yankton.
For Yankton, another free pass here. They had one walk in the first inning. Here's a walk here in the second. The trouble being you got to find ways to capitalize on those. After that base on balls, there were 2 straight strikeouts to end the inning. So if you are Coach Lawrence, you need your batters to start getting the ball in play and get productive outs.
Throw over to first was not in time. First pitch goes down for strike into Tate Bestie. Wishon, kind of a healthy lead over there at first.
Probably what drew the throw over the first time around.
And throws over there again. Out of time.
Severson obviously taking note of that lead.
He'll do it again, take that healthy lead off of first. 0-1 the counts. Here's the toss. That is delivered into right field. Coming on, shallow Muntz. He'll grab that one for the second out of the inning. To the plate is Trey Sager for Yankton.
Good pitch by Severson there. It looked like he got Bestie kind of out front, and Bestie tried to slow the barrel down, but the hands kind of got out front, leading to that kind of soft fly ball out in right center.
Caught the wind a little bit too. Wind coming in from out there. First pitch goes up high for a ball into Sager. Severson tosses that one, gets a strike. 1-1 to Trey Sager.
Good pitch there by Severson. Broke up breaking ball just off the inside corner back into the plate. Had Sager kind of turned and leaning back on that.
Ball there, 2-1.
Sager ahead in count here, looking for something that he can put the barrel to.
Big swing and a miss. 2-2 to Sager.
Thought he found it. Big swing, just came up empty. Now he's got to fight.
Two pitch. And big swing and a miss. Strike number 3. And the final outs of the inning. No runs, no hits, and once again, one stranded on bag for Yankton. We're off to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Harrisburg. This is Post 17 TV.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
The mission of State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Hi, I'm Roy Wilcox with State Farm Insurance. We have been helping customers get to a better state for over 100 years. No matter where you are in life, we're here to help you make the right play calls for your insurance coverage. Give me a call or stop by anytime.
Call Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance today, 665-7140. Find more at roywilcox.com.
Recently, a small business owner came into the UPS store to pick up a banner we printed for her latest event. As we rolled it up, she asked if we also designed brochures. The answer? Absolutely, we can help with that too. For over 7 years, the UPS store in Yankton has been helping customers with all kinds of printing, from large banners to detailed brochures. Come see us today and find out how we can assist with your next big project. And don't forget to ask about our print specials.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Out of those problems, though.
Popped up, playable for the third baseman, right along the third base line, and Koki finds it to make the first out of the inning. One away, back up to the top of the order we go. Second time through the order, Eli Kokenge. Frick had 28 pitches coming into this inning.
And that a 3-pitch out, so a good place to be. Now you've got back to the top of the order here with Kokenge.
Big swing and a miss. 0-1 to Kokenge.
Kokenge with a big no-strike swing. That's when you want to get the get loose swings out of the way.
Ball there. 1-1.
Good competitive pitch on the outside edge there by Frick. Didn't get the call, but that's where you kind of want to live against a hitter like Kokenge.
He'll send that one into left field. Drops down for a base hit. So Kokenge with a 2-hit afternoon. And a single here in the second. Noah Boucher to the plate now for Harrisburg.
Frick brought that one back to the heart of the plate a little bit. Kokenge able to get on top of it.
Boucher into the box. First pitch goes for a strike. 0-1 to Noah Boucher. Had a double in his last at-bats in the first. Ball there. 1-1 for the first baseman.
I have a feeling Johnson got the impression Kokenge was going there. He stood up. That pitch might have been a strike, but as a catcher, when you stand up in front of the umpire, it's hard to get that call because it throws off everything that the umpire sees.
That's going to be fouled off into the parking lots. 1-2 to Boucher.
Frick well ahead in the count here. See if you can get Boucher to chase something. Maybe get a double play and get out of here.
That's going to be sent foul down the first base line. Count still remains 1-2 to Boucher.
And the way that one was hit, that's not a double play ball. So going to need to live a little bit lower in the zone if you're Frick to try and get a ground out here. Try and make sure Boucher unable to do damage after hitting the double last time up.
Fouled away. Count is still at 1-2 as Boucher continues to battle Frick.
That one a little better. Still about the same height, but that one got in more. Boucher had a hard time getting the hands in and keeping it fair.
That one delivered right to the third baseman. The toss across in time. Double play. What a great double play. Goki tossing it over to Feezer to end out this inning. As Harrisburg goes down in the order here in the second. 2-0 Harrisburg as we're off to the third. This is Post 17 TV.
Dr. Ben Lancaster is now accepting patients at Yankton Medical Clinic. When it comes to orthopedic care, you want the highest level of specialists available. Dr. Ben Lancaster is joining Dr. Brent Adams and Dr. Jeremy Kudera, all 5-star rated orthopedic surgeons at Yankton Medical Clinic. When you visit YMC, you will see a board-certified physician immediately. No unnecessary referrals, no bouncing between buildings, just direct access to the orthopedic expertise your body deserves. Call 665-1722 to schedule with Dr. Ben Lancaster today.
Buying your first home? That's a big moment. A happy, feel-good, when's the housewarming party moment. When you're ready to look for a home, start with a local FNBO mortgage lender. We're here to answer questions, personalize the experience, and share our expertise so you can focus on your search. Start your application and get pre-qualified now at fnbo.com. Your mortgage moment is just around the corner, and FNBO will be there every step. Visit our nearest branch or go to fnbo.com. FNBO is an equal housing lender.
Are you on track to retire? I'm Adam Walter, a certified financial planner with Vantage Financial, born and raised in Yankton, South Dakota. My team and I pride ourselves on building trust through clear, honest advice tailored to your unique goals. From retirement planning to smart tax strategies, we'll create a personalized plan to help you feel confident and secure about your financial future. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Walter Vantage Financial to schedule a 15-minute call today.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
And I'm just one man. I'm just one man with two cameras and a little itty-bitty switcher. And he goes, no, we're bringing in Aero TV to do the whole production. And I went, yes. I have said it over and over and over. You guys are the best high school stream in the States. It doesn't even come close to what other people are putting on across South Dakota, and it really is an effort. You have a lot of kids that help you out, and who are some of the kids that have really taken this week and have helped out Aero TV?
Yeah, I guess the first two that I got to give a little shout out to are my own twin boys.
As that is a grounder right to Schlupp call, tossing over to first in time for the first out of the inning.
My twin boys, Carter and Parker, they're actually going to be juniors down at SDSU, and they started at Aero TV doing this while they were in high school for their last couple of years, and then now they do production work for Jackrabbit games down there for at SDSU. So it's been kind of a cool transition for them into college.
To the plate is Sam Goki here for Yankton. One away, top of the third inning. Lots of other kids as well as been in and out, camera work. Who are some of the other names that have kind of taken this week and helped out?
Yeah, Zach Bainan, I think he's going to be a junior this year. He's been our home plate camera operator for most of the week. He just had to hop on a plane and go to Jamaica for a family trip halfway through the day yesterday. So all the shots that you've had from center or from home plate or from Zach.
That is sent into shallow left. Going to be just fair down the third base line. It's a single for Sam Goki. One on for Yankton, one away.
What a tough life to have to jump on a plane and go to Jamaica.
I know. But I'm thinking in July, though? I mean, I went to high school with Zach's dad.
Little humid. It's Jamaica.
Yeah.
Lots of other standing cameras as well. We've had so many other different shots here with this, and some of the other kids that have kind of helped out with this.
Yeah, Mason and Jaron Mogg, their dad Josh is just an outstanding guy for the city of Watertown Park and Rec. But Mason and Jaron have been with us for a couple of years. I think Jaron's just going to be a freshman, and Mason a junior. And they've got two little brothers too that are just itching to do Aero TV when they get a little bit older. But they're just rock solid steady for us all through the entire school year. And when I put out the word to these kids, I was surprised in the middle of the summer that they were willing to give up a week to do this, but they were all looking forward to it. And we kind of got an A-team of kids running cameras and then doing some of the production stuff up in the booth here, which I can talk about here in a second too. And
2-0 to Matthew Sheldon as Severson tosses in, and that one is heading back, and almost grabbed there by Safransky. It'll be down at the wall. It'll be a double here for Sheldon. Goki heads over to third bag, and there's 2 on for Yankton. As you see here, that one just about gone, but Safransky able to kind of track that one down. It'll be Easton Feeser now here for Yankton with the tying run as sitting on second bag. It's been a full production as well in the back, running things like we just saw for the replay, camera switching, technical director. Who are those kids helping out?
Yeah, so Conrad Pitkin, he's Marcus Pitkin from the Watertown team, his younger brother. He's just outstanding with stats. So when you're seeing the lower third graphic pop up ahead of each batter, he's populating, those kids' names, the players' names with their stats on the day. He's been doing that. Jonathan Gilbertson's been here in the evenings for us. He's got a normal job that he has to go to. He's a recent graduate of Watertown High School.
As that's going to go for a ball. 2-0 here to Ethan Feeser.
He's been running the score bug, which, believe it or not, it's a manual operation. Like that ball there to Feeser. Somebody's got to push a button to show that ball on the screen.
Severson fires that one in. Goes down for a strike. 2-1.
And then Austin Thompson, he's not a kid. He's a former police officer like me. I used to work with him at the police department. He's now with the IT department at the high school. And so he's been helping us in the evenings too, and helps us quite regularly with Aero TV productions.
Fouled away. 2-2. We've seen the production here in conjunction with Post 17 TV. Of course, you can like us here, Post 17 TV on YouTube. Make sure you also like Aero TV on YouTube. And as a former AV kid, I took radio and television production in high school myself, did games and all that fun stuff for Aberdeen Central. It warms my heart to see that you've really kind of taken these kids, you've come up with the production, and it really warms my heart to see the kids doing this kind of stuff, because as an AV kid, it speaks to me, if you will.
Yeah, and it's neat to see them go on and do this when they're in college too, because it's maybe it might not be the career path like you did. I don't know.
Big swing and a miss. Strike number 3 for Feeser. Second out of the inning. To the plate is Gavin Johnson with 2 on for Yankton in scoring position. Brent Nathaniel along with Nate Russell and the matriarch with a post of Aero TV, Ryan Rummers. And talk a little bit about Aero TV as well. You started that, a few years ago. Was it 22 you started that? And it's just kind of blossomed from there.
Yeah, it's got to be about then, 21, 22. It's whenever the Watertown Civic Arena added the Daktronics video board displays to their arena. We started out just doing live video in-house and graphics and replays and players of the video features of the players, the student athletes. And then eventually we thought, well, gosh, we got 4, 5, 6 cameras. We might as well push this out to YouTube. And so we kind of went from there and found a bunch of kids that were interested in doing that.
That pitch goes high. 1-2 here to Gavin Johnson with 2 away and 2 on. Top of the third inning, 2-0 Harrisburg.
Our goal is to try to put together something like you might see on a Midco Sports broadcast or an ESPN3 broadcast that the colleges do for, it might not be a Texas A&M versus Alabama baseball game on ESPN, but it's their middle of the week game that they do on ESPN3 that's produced by the colleges themselves. We try to match that because we feel that's attainable. So I think we've got four primary cameras here, which is about minimum to give good coverage of a baseball game. And then in addition to that, we've got a couple of auxiliary cameras like the one on the commentators and for the pregame, postgame stuff.
2-2 the count here to Johnson with 2 in scoring position. Severson fires in, and that one goes for a ball. Fills up the count at 3-2. What got you into doing this kind of production work?
I knew nothing about any of this stuff. I mean, I'm an avid baseball fan. I played baseball, played all the sports in high school. But I just got kind of asked to help out with that video board, and it morphed from there.
Strikeout there for Johnson, the final out of the inning as Yankton strands 2 here in the third. Ryan Remmers, will let you get back up to the booth. Thank you so much, and just an excellent job with everything this week. I can't say thank you enough for everything.
We've had fun doing it.
We're off to the bottom.
Looking for the perfect place to get together with friends and family, watch the game, and enjoy some of the best wings in town? Make plans to visit Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. It doesn't matter what team you cheer for, your game day cravings are covered. Enjoy the action while you dig into mouth-watering wings, juicy burgers, and stacked sandwiches. Open Tuesday through Sunday, Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite spot for food, friends, and sports. Your game days belong at Checkers.
Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information.
I'm Colby Cookta, one of your Yankton Edward Jones financial advisors. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I'm a proud sponsor of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on KYNT.
Call 605-653-4860 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
I'm Colby Cookta, financial advisor Edward Jones Yankton, member SIPC.
Esser, Beek, and Muntz due up for Harrisburg, bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Harrisburg here in the Class A State Championship game. We'll have KXLG inside the game, middle of the fourth inning. He's going to talk to president and of baseball operations here for Post 17 and the coach, Ryan Neal. We'll talk a little bit more about bringing the state tournament to Watertown. That's all coming up in the KXLG inside the game, middle of the fourth inning.
And Brent, real quick to go back to the top half of this inning, you get the ground out to second base from Cirque. You get Goki and Sheldon with back-to-back hits. Sheldon almost hitting that thing out and almost becomes important. Feeser and Johnson back-to-back strikeouts, trying to take a full count and turn it into something productive, but huge by Severson to work out of that.
First pitch goes down to Esser for a strike. 40 pitches for Frick coming into this inning. Big swing and a miss. 0-2, and yeah, that last half inning, top of the third, that's one of those innings that if Harrisburg were to go on to win this one, Yankton might be looking at that half inning going, that was a big inning and we let it get away. Ball there, 1-2.
Really good pitch there by Frick, just missing off the corner. Really good discipline by Esser there to not go out and reach that thing, understanding his strike zone and not expanding.
Fouled away. Count is still at 1-2.
And 40 pitches for Frick coming into this inning. 56 pitches to end the inning for Severson. It will be interesting to see. It doesn't look like Harrisburg's putting anybody out there quite yet, but I do see Kokenge over there doing some band work on the fence.
Popped up, and we'll go foul, and there go the kids. They try to go get that dollar ball.
There's only one more day left to make your dollars.
Oh, there was about 6 of those kids right below that Watertown arrow sign there. That one went in the parking lot, and they all took off. 1-2. Delivered into left field. Sager tracking it, finds it for the first out of the inning. One away to the plate for Harrisburg is Ethan Beek.
And I know as soon as Sheldon hit that ball there in the top half of the third, Ryan immediately went, oh, it's gone. If it was a little warmer out, like a normal August 2nd, that probably does carry out. Heavier, cooler air here, wind kind of knocking things down.
First pitch goes for a ball to Ethan Beek, 0-1. Yeah, this is when we first started talking about this, a few weeks ago. I was one of the things I said, we got to have some cover, and I got to have an outlet so I could have a fan with me, because it's going to be end of July, August in South Dakota. It's going to be hot and muggy and miserable, and we're going to be outside. And for the most part, it's been a cool, kind of wet, smoky week. I've got my SDPB hoodie on right now. It's a very nice day for baseball. Makes me think of football, though, a little bit.
Right, that's kind of that dichotomy. But like I said the other day, when you think end of the season, right, you think playoff baseball, state tournament, or World Series kind of baseball, this is the weather you kind of picture.
Ground ball to the third baseman. Goki toss across over in time to Feezer for the second out of the inning. 5-3 in the books. 2 away. To the plate is Tate Muntz. So far for Harrisburg, 5 hits, 4 of those in the first, where they got their 2 runs, stranded them loaded. 1 hit in that second inning. And Yankton got out of that inning on a double play ball at the end of the second. First pitch in to Muntz, goes down for a strike.
Really important at bat here for Frick. You want to get your guys back in the dugout and back to hitting after the inning you had last time with the single and double. Try and build on that momentum. So being out here longer than necessary, not where you want to be for Frick. Attacking the zone here on a 1-1 count. Going to be important to try and get Muntz to do something with this pitch here.
That one goes outside. 2-1. Frick now at 52 pitches.
And that the other element of this, the pitch count matters, right? So you want to be as efficient as possible here.
Low. 3-1 to Muntz with 2 away. Bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Harrisburg. That pitch goes for a strike, fills up the count at 3-2. Fouled into the backstop. Count remains loaded, 3-2 to Muntz.
I really love there that Frick didn't try and do anything fancy. He didn't try and paint a curveball. He just went, here's a fastball. This is a full count. Come get it. And good job by Muntz there, getting a piece of it, staying alive, trying to fight to the next pitch.
Popped up, and there go the kids, because that one's going in the parking lots. 3-2 the counts. See Roger Merriam with the PO there in the orange shirts. Shooting photos for the PO. Strike the call. A big strike number 3 for Frick. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Harrisburg. We're off to the 4th, 2-0 Harrisburg. This is Post 17 TV.
I'm Nick Shudak. I'm the Dean of Undergraduate Studies at Mount Marty University. We have a ton of scholarships, right? We mitigate tuition through our scholarships. The monastery is very generous in terms of some of the scholarships that are available to students. We do everything we can to make sure that we're an affordable, private, mission-driven institution, and our affordability is pretty comparable to many state institutions.
Start your journey at Mount Marty University. Schedule a tour online at mountmarty.edu. Mount Marty, where great futures begin.
Do you have a pest problem? Bed bugs, bats in the attic, termite damage, earwigs? Olson's Pest Technicians can tackle any of your pest problems. Family owned and operated with over 80 years of pest experience in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. Proven pest methods include Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatments for bed bugs. Even the toughest pest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson's Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
You've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury. Check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet. From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Now located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Sherco, the industry leader in tarping, has done it again with the release of the all-new Sherlock E-Series electric tarp. The E-Series features fully assembled front and rear arms, a pre-wired sealed control box, and Sherco's exclusive smart wire sealed harness for quick and easy installation. Operate the E-Series with the SureLink EZR remote or by your smartphone using the SureLink app. Add more time to your day with the Sherlock E-Series. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Button do you push? Obviously, like I talked about, Kendra's over there doing some game work. If you get a tie game, is that when he comes in, or do you just have him close it out? So that'll be interesting.
That one is sent foul down the first base line. 0-1 here to Reichen. Severson delivers in and delivers that one high. 1-1.
Severson, a little bit of control trouble last inning. See if he can get settled back in this inning.
That one goes low. 2-1.
And something else that's interesting so far for Severson's day, he's had a lot of full counts, a lot of 2-2 counts even. Really throughout this tournament, we've kind of talked about the efficiency of the pitchers, right? You have to be incredibly efficient with your pitch count to get to this point. And for Severson, there's no other day left other than the Central Plains Regional, but he's had a lot of heavy counts so far.
2-2 to Reichen. Severson delivers in. That is going to be sent into right center. And coming in from center is Raymond. He'll eventually make the grab for the first out of the inning. To the plate now is Owen with Sean. And you mentioned you look back now at how many 2-2 and 3-2 counts that Severson has been facing on the hill. Now at 60 pitches. you're looking for efficiency, and Severson just quite hasn't seen that. First pitch goes down for a ball into Wishawn.
And I think some of that is how Severson has pitched up to this point, but more than that, I think it's the approach that Yankton is taking at the plate, having some patience. Now on that last one, Riken got caught kind of out on his front foot and kind of lofted that one out into center, not quite driving it the way he would have liked, but again, he did a good job to fight to that 2-2 count.
Strike. 2-1 to Wishawn. Don't forget KXLG Inside the Game, middle of the 4th inning. We'll talk to the president of baseball operations, Coach Ryan Neal. Will join Jeremy Herbold for KXLG Inside the Game as that one fouled off. 2-2.
Another example, a 2-2 count here. You got to be on the attack if you're Severson here.
Chase that one for a strike. Strike number 3, and the second out of the inning. So 2 away, 2-0 Harrisburg. We're in the top half of the 4th inning. To the plate is Tate Bestie.
Pretty good pitch there by Severson, living on the knees, and then broke that one out of the zone to get Wishawn fishing there.
First pitch goes up high for a ball to Bestie. 1 ball, no strikes is the count. Ball there. 2-0.
And this just kind of has that feel of a game that, again, Yankton's played 2 extra inning games so far. This just kind of has that feel to it of they're going to keep scrapping and keep trying to fight.
Ground ball, going to get through the glove of Beek, and it's going to be a hit here for Bestie as he will reach as Beek just unable to grab that one.
Beek looked like he didn't take the right angle to that. It just kind of skipped past him. Depending on who the official scorer is, it did sound like to us that that ball hit his glove. That is grounds to make that an error, especially given the amount of effort he put into that when that was hit pretty close to right at him. The official scorer choosing to go with hit as opposed to punishment.
Sager with a first pitch goes down for a strike. Strike. 0-2 to Sager. Severson fires in, and that one is going to fly into the parking lot. Count at 0-2.
Healthy cut there by Sager.
Here's the toss. Ground ball foul once again. Count remains at 0-2. Bestie just looking to chop there.
Sager doing a good job tracking that ball. He's obviously seeing it relatively well, making sure that he gets a piece of it, doing everything he can to fight until he gets what we would deem a mistake pitch that he can try and drive.
That goes outside. 1-2 to Sager. Big swing and a miss, strike number 3, and the final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on bag. We're off to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Harrisburg. Time now for KXLG's Inside the Game. Let's throw it over to Jeremy Herbold.
Here's the deal, renters. When you combine State Farm auto and renter's insurance, you can save an average of $642. You heard me. So you get the right coverage for your car and stuff at the right price for you. State Farm agent Rhonda Westland and her team are ready to help you combine auto and renter's insurance and save. Call 605-665-4411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Hi, this is Larry from Larry's Heating and Cooling. Time for saving money is running out. There are rebates available on Lennox Signature Series systems of up to $1,800 until August 15th. Combine that with local utility rebates up to $1,500 depending on provider, as well as up to $2,600 federal tax credits ending December 31st. You can save up to $5,900. Call us today for free, no obligation quote, same-day financing. That's Larry's Heating and Cooling, your local Lennox dealer.
Are you tired of sugary sports drinks that make you crash faster than your team's playoff hopes? Strike out thirst like a champ with Liquid Death. It's 100% mountain water, no sugar, no weird colors, no fake flavors, just pure hydration that's cooler than your walk-up song. Perfect for dugouts, doubleheaders, and post-game victory laps. Because swinging for the fences is easier when you're not running on fruit punch and regrets. Whether you're playing, practicing, or just pretending to stretch, grab a Liquid Death and crush your thirst with style.
And cut off there by Rashawn. Toss over in time for the first down. What a great grab there by Rashawn to make the first out.
Really good read on that baseball to understand the angle that you have to take at it, and then he sells out to protect Frick there. Cuts that ball off. Strong toss after getting to his feet. Really good play by Rashawn.
To the plate now, Michael Oakland. First pitch, strike. 0-1 here to Oakland.
And that, the kind of play where we talked about yesterday, Brent, when Muntz was diving all over the place. You go to make plays for your pitcher, not just let plays come to you when you play at this level of baseball.
1-1 to Oakland. Frick, the old toss in. Ball. 2-1 to Oakland.
Pretty good pitch there by Frick, living low, right where we want to be as a pitcher, but that one just a little bit too far.
That delivered into left field. It'll be a base hit, and Oakland will reach here in the fourth inning. To the plate, Darren Safransky.
And if you're Frick, it's just a single. It can't hurt you too bad so long as you find a way to minimize. So looking for a ground ball here. Safransky K'd up last time, so hopefully if you're Frick, you can try and find a way to get the ball in play on the ground, get a double play.
First pitch goes high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Safransky.
A runner from the Yankton dugout. Looks like he's going to tell the bullpen, hey, let's get active.
Fouled into the backstop, 1-1.
And probably not a bad idea. That single by Oakland, not softly hit. That was lined pretty hard.
Chase that one for a strike. 1-2 as the sun's starting to come out here at Watertown Stadium.
Fortunately for everybody on the radio and on the TV, I am not going to sing, but if I was, the Beatles would come to mind, obviously.
That one into the backstop, 1-2. A cloudy, cool morning here in Watertown, giving away to some sunshine, some hazy sunshine. Still got some of that wildfire smoke from Arizona and Canada over the past couple of days, although don't think it's been quite as bad as it has been the last 2 days.
Today a little bit lighter, and it sounds like Chicago probably wearing the worst of it at this point.
1-2. Popped up, left field, Riken comes off a short and makes the grab, the second one of the inning. The number 9 hitter to the plate now for Harrisburg, Ty Raymond.
And on a play like that, typically you want your outfielder to go take that because he's the one running in as opposed to Riken who's running out there. But it looked like out in left field for Yankton, Sager didn't quite get the greatest jump. He did what outfielders are taught to do, which is take the first step back, but it looked like he didn't get a good read on it, and so he broke late in. At that point, if you are Riken, you just take that play then. We have to have the out regardless.
Mound visit here to Frick, who is at 69 pitches. We're at the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 Yankton. 2 away. Harrisburg's got a man on first. That is Michael Oakland. But so far on the afternoon, it's been 6 hits for Harrisburg, 3 for Yankton.
And that one, an interesting spot for Coach Lawrence to go out there. And I think just a vote of confidence, hey, we're going to give you this inning. Hey, you need to go get this last out. That does put him in a position of he doesn't get to go out there if the position gets a little bit tighter. The next time out, he's got to go pull him.
First pitch into Raymond goes down for a strike. That pitch goes high, 1-1.
Little extra pause there for Frick looking over at first base. Forgot to bring his upper body with him down the hill that time. Left everything up.
Ground ball on the first base line. Scooped up there by Frick and did not get over to Fieser in time. And reaching will be Raymond. Here's the replay. Just not a real good, clean grab. And reaching there is Raymond.
A really tough position there. The pitcher comes off the mound to go field that ball, and Fieser, his instinct is good to go grab that as well. The problem being that leaves first base open. And they communicated just before they came together and said, hey, we're going to have Fieser go take that. And at that point, Fieser's so far off the bag, he takes the toss and has to try and get back there, trying to see it without turning around, and just, they believe the official calling, hey, he didn't make the bag.
We're going to see a pitching change. It will be Cale Gary here for Yankton, as Frick's afternoon is done. The line for Frick will go like this: 3 2/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. An efficient outing for Frick, considering he started that Tuesday game.
Not bad. If you are Coach Lawrence, that's the effort you were looking for, right? You needed him to go out there and make sure that we minimize whatever damage was to come. He pitched to a 2-0. It's a deficit, but it's only 2 runs. Yankton's had their opportunities to try and draw even. Obviously, that hasn't happened just yet. But now in a position where you have the top of the lineup coming up, I think this is the right call by Coach Lawrence here to say, hey, we're going to get somebody else out there, change the look. Obviously, Kokenj with 2 singles already. You want to make sure you get somebody else out there, see if you can cut the cord where it is.
So Gary will step onto the hill here for Yankton with 2 away, bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 Harrisburg with the lead. Harrisburg with 2 on, Oakland on second. Raymond will be on first. I'm Brett Nathaniel. He's Nate Russell. We're glad to have you along here, Post 17 TV. This week's broadcasts have been in conjunction with the crew at Arrow TV. Make sure you like us here, Post 17 TV on YouTube, and then immediately go like Arrow TV on YouTube. That way you can keep on top of what's going on with the Arrows all season long. Well, the presentation of the trophy, we'll find out who the tournament MVP, the Big Stick Award, and the Sportsmanship Award following either this game or game number 2 if Yankton were to go on. If Harrisburg wins this one, they're the champion. If Yankton were to come back and win this one, we'd play a game number 2 around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Eli Kokenge will step to the plate now here for Harrisburg. We go back up to the top of the order. The third time through the order, first pitch will go down for a ball.
Dangerous spot to be if you're Gary. You're behind in the count now at this point with a hitter like Kokenge up. Have to find a way to get back even on this.
That's going to take a ride in the dirt, 2-0.
Looks like Gary's going to do a little landscaping to the front of the mound there. Not happy with the landing spot. Maybe see if he can get himself the right length here to make sure that this pitch finds the zone.
That one goes low, 3-0 to Kokenge. If we play on, it'd be Noah Boucher, and the bags would be loaded again for Harrisburg.
Pitching around Kokenge, not necessarily a terrible plan, except for he's protected by Boucher next up. And I don't know if I would want to face Boucher with bases loaded.
Going to take a hop in and get past Johnson, and everybody's going to slide over a bag. And it won't matter as that one is a ball anyway. So Kokenge will head to first, Oakland to third, Raymond to second. The bags are loaded for Harrisburg, and here comes Noah Boucher. So a tough 4 pitches for Gary coming in relief.
And we've talked all tournament long about the difference in pitches with runners on and without runners on. This, an incredibly high-stress situation. Kale's going to have to find a way to battle.
That's going to be delivered foul down the third base line. 0-1 to Boucher, 1 for 2 on the evening. Had a double in the at-bat back in the first. Going to take a hop there, blocked by Johnson, keeping everybody on bag. 1-1.
Boucher very clearly seeing the baseball well, was hit ready on that first one, lined it foul over here on the third base side. That pitch low, saw it all the way, never even got the bat off the shoulder.
Strike. 1-2 to Boucher. 2 away, bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Harrisburg.
Good pitch there by Gary, living on the corner. Going to have to try and find a way to do it again.
Ground ball, scooped up there. Third baseman Goki, toss across high, but in time to Feezer for the final outs of the inning. A 5-3 put out at Harrisburg leaves them loaded up as we head to the 5th inning. Tigers on top of the Bucks, 2-0. This is Post 17 TV.
South Dakota football and volleyball season tickets are available now. The Coyote football team reached new heights in 2024, totaling 11 wins and earning an appearance in the FCS playoff semifinals.
Bauman fires deep, got a man open. It's Jack Martins. He's got it. He's in. Touchdown, South Dakota.
Volleyball continued their tradition of success, appearing in their 5th NCAA tournament. Join the fun and secure your seats at GoYotes.com.
Ever have one of those days? Your car breaks down, your dog decides your couch is a chew toy, and oh yeah, a tree falls on your roof. Don't worry, Missouri River Associates has you covered. Auto, home, pet mishaps, we're here for all of life's little oops moments. Call 665-6885 for your free quote. Because life happens, and we're ready for it.
Top of 5 as Yankton will send Sarek Goki and Sheldon, the 9, 1, and 2 batters to the plate, trailing Harrisburg 2-0 in the Class A state championship game. Brett Nathaniel, Nate Russell, along with the crew from Aero TV and KXLG Radio. We're glad to have you along, and welcome those of you listening as well on KYNT in Yankton. Sarek, first pitch, going to take a hop for a ball as Severson at 75 pitches for Harrisburg.
And Severson, not the cleanest of outings so far, just in terms of getting into heavy counts with each batter, getting into some jams. So interesting to see how long he'll go in this inning.
1-1 is the count to Sarek. That one goes high, 2-1.
I have a feeling the leash for Severson probably going to be relatively short. If you're Coach Simmons with Harrisburg, you've gotten everything out of Severson you were hoping for. You're in the 5th inning up 2-0.
Strike, 2-2 to Sarek. Popped up, playable for the infield. Schlupp call. He's going to find it for the first out of the inning. We go back up to the top of the order. The 3rd time through the order for Yankton, it is Sam Goki. Now, Yankton, they've had their opportunities. They just have not capitalized in this ballgame.
And the last time Sam Goki was up is an example of that. Had a single. Sheldon hits the double. They have runners in scoring position and just unable to punch through. If you're Yankton, this is 3rd time through, and I think that's important because this is usually where most damage happens for an offense.
First pitch into Goki. Goes down for a strike. 1-1 to Sam Goki. 2, 3, 4, 5 batters have been stranded on bag for Yankton in this ballgame. That pitch goes low. 1-1.
We talked a little bit ago, Kokenge was overdoing band work on the fence. The reward for getting into the bullpen appears to be the guy that throws 93 miles an hour. So I guess that's what you're working toward.
2-1 here to Goki. Ground ball right back to Severson. He'll toss it over to Boucher for the 2nd out of the inning. To the plate is Matthew Sheldon for Yankton with 2 away. Top of the 5th inning, 2-0 Harrisburg.
Really, Sheldon here, probably the right guy you want up. Obviously, there's no runners on, but one swing of the bat by Sheldon cuts the lead in half, potentially.
First pitch, grounder right to Kokenge. Toss across in time for the final out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. We're off to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Harrisburg. This is Post 17 TV. William Neal.
The thought of moving can be overwhelming. This is Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and with 20 years of experience, I know how to make the process less stressful. The market is just heating up, so if you're thinking of buying or selling, call me and we'll talk about the whole process. And when you're ready, I'll guide you every step of the way. Call me, Deb Speck, with Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
Wow, summer is flying by fast. Before the school bell rings, maybe take a break in the Yankton area and stay at the Holiday Inn Express or Fairfield by Marriott. Both hotels have plenty of parking for boats and campers. And also, before you know it, football season will be kicking off. And if you got friends or family coming in for a Bucks or Lancer game, call the Holiday Inn Express or Fairfield by Marriott direct. They will cheer the great rates and flexible reservation changes.
Get it cleaned with Buell's.
Dress shirts, suits, dresses, coats. At Buell's, they specialize in dry cleaning and pressing. You can pick it up or even have it delivered.
Got a tough stain you're worried about getting out? Leave it to Buell's. They're experts in getting out those nasty stains.
Do you wash your own comforter? If you really want it clean, let Buell's do it. Their large-size washers are perfect for comforters.
If you need it clean, take it to Buell's. 444 West 3rd, Yankton.
They got to find some way to get some runs here quick.
Yankton, it's still the 5th. Baseball's a long game like that. Only 2 runs, so not insurmountable. If you're Harrisburg, you started with your foot on the gas. So far since then, you haven't found a way to break through again. You're hoping to put together something here to try and add a little more breathing room.
First pitch goes into Esser for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Bryson Esser. Low again. 2-0.
Falling behind the leadoff batter like this, not where Gary wants to be. Gonna look to work now, as you don't want to get a leadoff runner on.
Strike there. 2-1 to Esser. Esser 1 for 2. Had an RBI single back in the first. Ground ball right to Reichen. He'll toss it over, stretching his Feezer. He'll make the grab for the first out of the inning. 1 away. Ethan Beek to the plate now for the Tigers.
Good play there by Reichen to get around that baseball, to get his body kind of turned. Obviously, he throws on the run there instead of getting everything set towards first base, but a good strong throw to record the out.
Big swing, and that's going to be delivered into center field. Going to drop down at the wall for a base hit. Beek on his way to second, and that is where he is going to stay. It's a double by Ethan Beek with a long shot to center field.
And it looked like Bestie there took a couple of steps in, then realized, ooh, that ball's hit a little bit harder than originally thought, and had to chase that one back down. Even if he had taken the first steps back and gotten the right read, that thing was hit well enough. I don't know if he quite flags it down.
Tate Muntz to the plate here for Harrisburg. That is a ground ball, playable there. Goki over in time for the second out of the inning. Griffin Schlapkall is due to the plate now for Harrisburg with the man on second. 2 away, bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Harrisburg.
Really good play there by Goki. He gets that ball knocked down. It takes a little bit of an awkward hop, but he sticks with it and fires it over to record the out.
First pitch, strike into Schlapkall. That one goes low. 1-1.
And it looks like for Gary, he looks to be a little bit more comfortable and better balanced going from the stretch. It'll be interesting to see if they make an adaptation and tell him, hey, today no windup. Let's just go stretch, get that balance, and fire strikes.
There's one there. Count at 1-2. That is right to Reichen at short. He'll toss it over in time for the final outs of the inning. Harrisburg, no runs, 1 hit, stranding 1 on bag. Off to 6, 2-0 Tigers. This is Post 17 TV.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Boston Shoes to Boots is your locally owned family shoe store located in downtown Yankton on Cedar Street. We offer the service and quality product to fit the whole family. Whether you're in the market for athletics, dress, casual, or work, come shop with us 6 days a week or shop online all the time at bostonshoestoboots.com. Try out our foot scanner and get fitted for insoles. Happy feet keep you healthy and on the move. Boston Shoes to Boots is proud to support Yankton High School athletics.
Tourism, it's a big deal in the Yankton area. I'm Nancy Winandy, CEO of Yankton Thrive. Over 1 million people visit our rivers, lakes, campsites, and trails. These visitors offer an incredible boost to our economy, adding tax dollars and helping our local businesses grow. So if you get stuck behind a vehicle from out of state, pulling a boat or a camper on a Friday afternoon, don't get upset. Instead, smile and extend a friendly wave and let them know we appreciate that they chose Yankton for their vacation.
Severson still continues up on the hill at 85 pitches. First pitch into Feeser goes down for a ball.
And I said last inning, Brent, it'll be interesting to see how long Severson goes with that inning. He got really efficient and made his way here. Only 20 pitches left to mess with, so he's going to have to get really efficient if he wants to get into the 7th here.
That one goes into the backstop, 1-1. Chase that one for a strike. 1-2. Feeser 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Couple of Ks. Takes a hop. 2-2 the count.
If you're Feeser, you're not happy with a couple of Ks, but you've at least swung the bat and given yourself the opportunity to try and hit it. Obviously, not the result you're looking for, but you're at least putting forth the right effort.
2-2. Up high. 3-2.
This the opportunity for Feeser to try and get something started and make his way to first base.
Strike there. Strike number 3. And the first out of the inning. Due to the plate for Yankton now, Gavin Johnson. And if you're Yankton, you know, you're in the 6th inning. You're in the later half of your ball game. This is kind of an important inning. You need to get at least one run across.
Yep, that was my first instinct going into this inning. You got to get at least one. You don't want to go into the 7th needing both of those runs.
First pitch, that's going to be a grounder right to Beek. Toss over high, goes over Beauche's head. And reaching will be Johnson.
That ball hit really deep in the hole at shortstop. Good job by Beek to get over there and get gathered. Didn't bring his feet with him on this throw, however. And you see the upper body kind of leaned back, and that's what leads to that high throw. Throwing that one over the first baseman, Beauche there. And they're lucky it didn't find a hole and give away another free base, limiting it to just one.
Beck Reichen to the plate now. First pitch goes for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Reichen. Reichen 0 for 2. A couple of flyouts in this one. Ball, 2-0. 8 hits for Harrisburg, 4 for Yankton in this one. Strike. 2-1 to Reichen.
Reichen probably going to be willing to put the bat out there, see if he can find a barrel and punch it somewhere on this pitch.
Johnson takes his lead over at first. Throw to first, not in time. Two and one. One goes upstairs. 3-1 the count.
Riken way up here. Going to be looking for a fastball of some sort. Probably inner half if he's an inner half hitter. And trying to push it into the outfield.
That one goes for a strike. Fills up the counts at 3-2.
Got a fastball. Not where he wanted it, though. Didn't offer.
Throw to first again. Not in time. Severson at 97 pitches. Full count to Riken. Got it. Rung him up. Strike number 3. And the second out of the inning. To the plate, Owen was Sean, and Riken tossed his bat, thought he had a ball there.
And that pitch pretty well executed for Feeser. I think what happened is he got caught looking at a changeup. It definitely wasn't a fastball, something that just kind of floated across there. That one looked like a little bit of an off speed, probably a little slurve or slider, and definitely got Riken looking there.
Ground ball scooped up there by Beek. Toss across in time for the final out of the inning. Yankton strands another. No runs on one hit, one left on bag. To the bottom of 6 we go. 2-0 Harrisburg. This is Post 17 TV.
Hey, why are you in the garage?
This storm is bad. I'm worried about the garage doors.
Come on, what could happen?
A lot. Hail could dent the doors. Like that. And high winds could bend the doors or even break them. Like that.
So when that happens, what happens?
You call Upper Midwest Garage Door.
Upper Midwest Garage Door offers reliable storm damage repair for residential and commercial doors. We're an authorized Clopay dealer serving eastern South Dakota. Visit us at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
It's never a good time to find yourself stuck on the side of the road. When you do, call Gary's Towing, your trusted family-owned towing service serving the Yankton area for over 50 years. Whether it's light, medium, or heavy towing, they've got the right equipment and the experience to get you back on the road fast. Day or night, call Gary, Mike, or Mason, 665-4351. Gary's Towing, where experience means reliability.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you start a new job. Plus quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, material handlers, and line operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Harrisburg goes on to win. They will be the champions.
And if you're Harrisburg, it's time to buy some insurance. You are happy with a 2-0 lead, obviously, in a championship game. However, you're not necessarily comfortable with it, especially knowing you have to bring in a new pitcher next inning one way or another. So at this point, you're hoping Oakland, Safransky, Raymond get something started, get that lineup turned over to Kokench, Boucher, and Esser, and see if you can get another run or two across. If you're Yankton, it's 2-0. You've played a couple of extra inning games, which means you've had the propensity to come back and battle. You're in an okay spot, but it can't get out of hand from here. You have to keep it at 2-0 if you're Gary, and make sure your team has a chance at it.
Gary at 18 pitches here in this relief appearance. Oakland 0-1, and he'll send that one foul. Oakland in the hole now at 0-2. Low, 1-2 to Oakland.
Good patience there. That pitch pretty well executed by Gary, but a little too far out of the zone. Oakland not chasing.
Chased after that one. Drop strike 3. Will toss over in time for the first outs. Darren Safransky due up next here for Harrisburg.
Safransky a K and a flyout so far, hoping to help his team out a little bit more than just on defense.
Big swing and a miss for a strike. 0-1 to Safransky. Ball there, 1-1. Safransky 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Struck out in the first, flew out in the fourth. Sends that one foul. 1-2 to Safransky. Big swing and a miss, strike number 3, and the second out of the inning.
Really good pitch there by Gary, getting Safransky out front and unable to find any contact there. Well executed by Gary.
The number 9 hitter now for Harrisburg is Ty Raymond. Due to the plate, 2 away. Bottom of the 6th inning, 2-0 Harrisburg. First pitch, strike. 0-1 to Ty Raymond. Ball, 1-1.
Really good piece of pitching there by Gary. Got the strike at the knees, went just a little bit lower, see if he could get Raymond to chase. Didn't, but 2 very well executed pitches.
Strike, 1-2 to Raymond.
And if you're Raymond, you've watched the 2 guys before you go down on off speed. You're probably trying to sit on that.
That's going to take a hop. 2-2.
Saw that one out of the hand. Not really competitive. Only went about 58 feet. So this time, I'm going to guess probably coming back with a heater.
Low there. 3-2.
Went back to the breaking ball. Now a full count. Going to have to try and execute something.
Got him. Strike number 3. And Harrisburg goes down in the order here at the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no one left on bag. We're off to 7, 2-0 Yankton. Yankton trailing Harrisburg. This is Post 17 TV.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
Does anyone in your family have macular degeneration? At Vision Care Associates, we are dedicated to delivering the highest standard of eye care, utilizing the latest medical advancements to protect and improve your vision. That's why we offer ZX Pro, a new technology that measures the risk for macular degeneration. ZX Pro is a test used to assess macular health before signs of macular degeneration even begin. Be proactive and schedule an appointment.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Way. First year.
Yankton needs 2 runs to try to tie this one up in the 7th inning, trailing Harrisburg 2-0 in the Class A championship game. They'll send the bottom of the order. Bestie, Sager, and Sarek, and Kokenge will come into the ball game now as Severson, his afternoon will be done. 6 innings, 4 hits, 9 Ks, and 2 walks.
If you're Yankton, you have one job. Get a runner on, get another runner on, and continue to do that until you can find a way to come back. If you're Harrisburg, you've done everything right up to this point. Kokenge is here now for the save.
First pitch, strike to Bestie. That one goes low, 1-1. Bo will come in play second. Schlopkol now on third for Harrisburg. 2-1 to Bestie.
And this kind of what we saw from Kokenge the other night when he came in against Watertown. He throws pretty hard, but not having thrown many innings this season, obviously he's probably done some bullpen work during practices, but has a little bit of work to do to get used to being back up on that mound.
2-2 to Bestie. That is going to be hit. Stopped there by Boucher. Coming over is Kokenge. He cannot get there in time. And Bestie will reach with the leadoff single. A good block by Bo, but had to dive after that.
Boucher does a good job extending here, gets the ball knocked down, and Bestie, really good speed down the first base line, beats Kokenge to the bag after the ball gets knocked down. If you're Yankton, this is exactly what you needed. Your leadoff runner is on. Now, can you find a way to do the thing you haven't done up to this point and get the next guy to also move up?
New batter here for Yankton at number 19, Mark Cadle. He'll come in place of Sager. He would represent the tying run for Yankton with a man on first. First pitch, strike. 0-1 to Cathel.
A really firm fastball there, right down the middle.
Kokenge fires. That is going to be a grounder, scooped up, turned to second, a relay to first. Did he get him in time? He did. Double play for Harrisburg.
That the kind of thing that a pitcher like Kokenge can do. Gets Cattle to roll this over 6-4-3, double play.
Yankton is down to their final outs. Evan Sarek. First pitch goes for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Sarek.
For Kokenge, you got to stay within yourself. You don't need to overthrow here.
Strike. 1-1. Ground ball, fair down the third base line. Reaching will be Sarek. A 2-out hit, and Yankton will go back up to the top of the order. 4th time through the order, Sam Goki due to the plate.
Good piece of hitting there by Sirk to get that ball down the third base line, just inside of the bag, and make sure that the dream, at least for another batter, stays alive.
Goki 1 for 3, had a single back in the third. He represents the tying run with 2 away, top of 7, 2-0 Harrisburg. Fouls that first pitch into the nets, 0-1.
And not to be understated, too. Sirk there getting that single, getting it brought back up to the top half of the lineup, too. These are the guys you want up when you have to get runs across.
Strike. 0-2 to Goki.
The way Goki stepped out of the box there, I get the impression he didn't necessarily like that call. However, going to have to battle now, down 0-2.
Drop strike 3, throw over in time. Your 2025 Class A American Legion champions are Harrisburg as they defeat Yankton 2-0. Harrisburg comes in as the 7th seed, defeating Yankton on Tuesday, defeating Watertown Wednesday, defeating Rapid City 320 Thursday, defeating Rapid 22 on Friday, and besting Yankton in the championship game 2-0. What a ball game here, and even though Harrisburg is the champion, both these teams win because they will be the representatives for South Dakota at the Central Plains Regional coming up next week. We'll have the presentation of the trophy, the tournament MVP, the Big Stick Award, the Sportsmanship Award. We will follow that up with the KXLG post-game reports. I'm Brett Nathaniel. He's been Nate Russell. Thanks for taking us along here on Post 17 TV. Championship celebration is up next with Tyler Merriam.
This is the sound of grilling season. It's time to get back to cookouts, to gathering with friends and family, and making memories. And with Hy-Vee's lower prices on thousands of items all over the store, you can still get the best quality meat and everything else you need for your barbecues at prices that will make you smile. Get back to grilling for less, with a little help from Hy-Vee.
When the summer heat is on, make sure your cooling system is up to the challenge. Kaiser Heating and Cooling has the right solution for your home or business, whether it's a high-efficiency air conditioner, geothermal system, or reliable heat pump unit. For over 77 years, we've been keeping Yankton cool with expert installation and service. Don't sweat this summer. Stay comfortable all season long with Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton's most trusted heating and cooling professionals.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Recently, a small business owner came into the UPS store to pick up a banner we printed for her latest event. As we rolled it up, she asked if we also designed brochures. The answer? Absolutely, we can help with that too. For over 7 years, the UPS store in Yankton has been helping customers with all kinds of printing, from large banners to detailed brochures. Come see us today and find out how we can assist with your next big project. And don't forget to ask about our print specials.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Dr. Ben Lancaster is now accepting patients at Yankton Medical Clinic. When it comes to orthopedic care, you want the highest level of specialists available. Dr. Ben Lancaster is joining Dr. Brent Adams and Dr. Jeremy Kudera, all 5-star rated orthopedic surgeons at Yankton Medical Clinic. When you visit YMC, you will see a board-certified physician immediately. No unnecessary referrals, no bouncing between buildings, just direct access to the orthopedic expertise your body deserves. Call 665-1722 to schedule with Dr. Ben Lancaster today.
Buying your first home? That's a big moment. A happy, feel-good when's the housewarming party moment. When you're ready to look for a home, start with a local FNBO mortgage lender. We're here to answer questions, personalize the experience, and share our expertise so you can focus on your search. Start your application and get pre-qualified now at fnbo.com. Your mortgage moment is just around the corner, and FNBO will be there every step. Visit our nearest branch or go to fnbo.com. FNBO is an equal housing lender.
Sportsmanship on and off the field during the tournament. The 2025 Porter T. Talcott Sportsmanship Trophy Award winner is Renner Post 307. Next up, the Big Stick Award, which is presented by the South Dakota Umpires Association, and it goes to the individual who has the best batting average with a minimum of 12 at-bats throughout the course of tournament play. This individual went 9 for 15 during the tournament and even 600 batting average. The 2025 Class A Big Stick Award winner is Eli Kokenge of Harrisburg. South Dakota State American Legion, Kevin Hempel, along with South Dakota State American Legion Athletic Commissioners Bo Garcia, Elton Bleemaster, and Randy Miller are presenting the trophy to Eli Kokenge. Voted on by the South Dakota State American Legion Athletic Commission and is presented to the individual who was the most valuable performer during this week's tournament. This individual had a .667 on-base percentage, a .933 slugging percentage, scoring 6 runs. He hit 3 doubles and 1 triple while driving in 8. He did not commit an error while starting every game for his team at third base. He also earned 2 saves, pitching 2 1/3 innings of shutout relief, and hit 600. The Player of the Year from Harrisburg is Eli Kokenge. At this time, we will present the state runner-up trophy, finishing the tournament with a 29-12 record, Yankton Post 12. The runners-up of the state tournament, please come up and collect your trophy. Yankton will be one of two teams representing the state at the Central Plains Regional, which begins on Wednesday in Fargo. Yankton will play the host, Fargo Post 400, in the fourth and final game of the opening round on Wednesday at 7 o'clock in Fargo. Meanwhile, Harrisburg will play the Nebraska State Champion in Game 1 at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday in Fargo. At this time, we will present individual medals to each person on the roster of Harrisburg Post 45. Raymond. Number 2, Rylan Bowe. Number 4, Griffin Schlapkohl. Number 5, Andrew Dirks. Number 6, Darren Safransky. Number 7, Ethan Beek. Number 8, Gabe Long. Number 9, Jared Hawthorne.
We'll see you on the flip side. Any extra food, take it home.
Number 10, Tayton Mutz. Number 11, Kason Severson. Number 12, Eli Kokenge. Number 13, Michael Oakland. Number 15, Bryson Esser. Number 16, Noah Boucher. Number 17, Cade Weedy. Bat Boy, Luke McEwen. Assistant Coach, Zeb Weedy. And Head Coach, Will Simmons. The bus driver also gets a medal. Apparently he went to the bus. Very well. All right, finishing with a record of 21-20, it's time to present them the team state championship trophy, the Harrisburg Post 45 Tigers. Once again, both these teams will play in the Central Plains Regional in Fargo beginning on Wednesday. Harrisburg will play the Nebraska State Champion in the opening game at 9:30 a.m. Yankton will play the host, Fargo Post 400, in the fourth and final game on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And be sure to download the American Legion World Series app to follow along with all of the action. Congratulations to Harrisburg, and let's hear it for Harrisburg and Yankton, both these teams on an excellent and well-played state championship game. We thank you for attending the 2025 South Dakota State Class A Senior American Legion Baseball Tournament. Safe travels and best of luck to both Harrisburg and Yankton as they compete in the Central Plains Regional in Fargo beginning on Wednesday.
FM 1021 and AM 1450 KYNT Yankton.
From ABC News.